Good evening, everyone. I am Mark, your fat friend,
Now I'm James, your black friend,
and this is the Fat and Black Connection.
where we talk about anything and everything as long as it's interesting to us.
Absolutely, because if it's not interesting to us, you certainly should not give a damn. And already we've got Elaine Carley checking in. Hello, mate. Your stream pretty cool. That's why I followed. I would love to be a fan of yours. I don't mind adding me on Discord, Elaine Carley. Cool. We just started streaming, so I'm not sure how you already know it's cool, but I'll take it. I like
Hey,
you
maybe
like
she's
that
watched some of
countdown video.
Maybe she watched some of the other stuff. That's all good.
Oh, yes, always a possibility.
We
So
have
welcome
old
to the show.
videos. We have old videos.
So we are live and interactive. This is June 5th, our first episode of June. June 5th, 2024 is 8:03 p.m. Pacific,
That's correct.
to be specific. How are you doing tonight?
Good, man.
Yeah. So I to start, obviously you're cracking something, so I will too.
Yeah.
But I've had this sitting in my fridge for a while. I keep forgetting to bring it on the show because I want to try it here.
Wow.
This is a Hostess Twinkies iced latte. I think it's going to be terrible. I've had some of the other ones made by Hostess, the Ding Dong or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh. Actually, this doesn't taste. This tastes like a decent coffee type drink.
Mm-hmm. You don't taste the Twinkie?
Very little. It's more like just the cream. I don't really taste the sponge cake.
Howdy, gentlemen.
Lawrence, the father of the dynamic duo, Lawrence Iriarte, checking in. So tonight, we've got a lot to go over. We've got some sneaky peeks at some different things. We've also got Oak Bridge After Dark, our podcast in a podcast happening. So hang in. It's going to be a fun show tonight. We've got a lot to talk about. What do you got there, James?
This is called I can't really read it because it's all messed. Like the wording is kind of messed up from here. I'll look in the book. This is a West Coast style IPA.
Okay.
So I will get the name.
All right. Well, while you're doing
that, Motor Henge.
Motor Henge. Okay.
Motor Henge. And actually, it's kind of funny because now I understand because on the picture it looks like cars set up in a Stonehenge type formation.
Very good. Since we're keeping it going with drinks, I downed that thing, and I'm now going to have a Ghost 0 sugar orange cream.
Okay. That's a new, is that a new one? I haven't seen that one before.
I haven't either. I have actually had this in my fridge for about 2 weeks. Been delaying drinking it.
Yeah.
Oh my. That is an orange creamsicle.
Yeah.
That is delicious.
Yeah.
That is dangerous, especially since it's an energy drink.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, before we get into anything too much, I wanted to lay down a teaser trailer for episode 1. We just released the teaser trailer for season 1 of Oak Bridge. Now I've got a little sneaky teaser trailer for episode 1.
This is crazy. This is so crazy.
Here we go. It helps if I hit the right button.
Yeah, that helps.
We're fishing against hell.
Is that right? You see that sign over there? It says no fishing for a reason. What happens there a little fishing?
Yo, as I said before when you showed me that the first time, major Bray Wyatt vibes right there.
Oh, for sure. So we'll show that again at some point in this episode, and then we'll be releasing it worldwide next week. But we always get the sneaky peeks here on the Fat and Black Connection. Speaking of sneaky peeks, I've got I can finally make a huge announcement. So we've talked about Kaboom-Con for quite some time. It's our con that's coming up later this year, September 7th, where we've got 55 plus retail and artists, vendors. We've got about a dozen food and beverage vendors.
Right.
It's going to be huge.
Huge.
It's going to be huge. We're going to have a lot of people. It's going to be the biggest con ever. We're going to be huge. We've got a lot of special guests. We've got we've got the Reno Video Game Symphony coming. They're going to.
That's all. I'm looking forward to that, man.
Yeah, that's going to be a heck of a performance. But that same night, September 7th.
September 7th.
Almost immediately following Kaboom-Con.
The nighttime.
Is Kaboom Krawl.
Krawl.
That's right.
With a K.
For those of you that are 21 and older and enjoy libations and would like to get into more adult cosplay.
Even if you don't drink, they got sodas at these bars too, so you can always just come hang out.
For sure. So for those of you that don't know what a crawl is, it's when a bunch of the bars and restaurants and things of that nature in an area organize on the same night to say we're going to provide certain discounts and specials and things. You basically pay for like a bracelet or maybe some other accoutrements, which there will be, and you then go into these different bars and restaurants, and you are able to take part in those special drinks or whatever the case may be. Sounds like we're probably going to have a couple of bands set up in a couple of different areas. So it's huge. And I have multiple businesses already that are on board, but I'm only going to announce one tonight. And this is a restaurant and bar. And I'm really excited to introduce this one because I love this place. This is the Fox Brewery and Pub.
Isn't that right down the street from what was that? Which one did you work at? What casino did you work at?
Cactus Jack's.
Yeah, isn't that right down the street?
Yes, it is. Yeah. So here's what it looks like for those of you that don't know. This is the Fox Brew Pub. So
and right across the street from the Capitol building. Right?
That's correct. The Legislative building. Yes.
Legislative building. Yeah.
So it's a cool little spot. They have really good beer. They do their own brewing, and I mean they carry other stuff too. But it almost has an Irish feel, but American Irish feel, but
with a Western look.
Yeah. So
saloon look.
Yeah, it's a really cool spot. We got Daryl checking in. Zombie Fest.
No, not Zombie Fest, bro.
No, hopefully we'll have cool cosplay, but not just zombies. I mean, if it's Marvel zombies, that could be kind of cool.
That could be kind of dope,
But yeah, so Fox Brew Pub, first one on board, or first one we're announcing on board. They weren't first on board.
Fox Brew Pub.
Welcome to the Kaboom Krawl.
Kaboom Krawl.
So, James, have you had a chance to catch the first 2 episodes of The Acolyte?
Yeah.
We're not gonna do a deep dive into this. Just really briefly, without any spoilers, what are your thoughts?
So this is another one that I'm glad they put 2 episodes out because you need it. You need the 2 episodes. Like if you just watch one, I mean, it's going to leave you wanting more, but even after I saw the second one, I was like, no, I have to wait another week now.
Yeah. The only thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to try not to be spoilery, but I was very surprised at the usage of a pretty big actor.
Oh yeah. The
way that it was, that actor was used. So
I was like, because from the preview, it looked like,
yes,
she was more, but then yeah.
So who knows? There could be more. We'll see.
I'm thinking she'll probably end up being back. There'll probably be some flashback stuff.
Yeah, way to not be spoilery.
I'm just saying. There'll probably be some flashback stuff.
Sure. So, hey, so Icy Sound Comics
got that logo.
Got a logo.
Is the 3 eyes for the 3 lines underneath for each of the artists?
You'd have to ask the graphic designer, which was not me, and the person who helped to craft that, which would be Lawrence. So he's on. He's listening or watching, so maybe he'll chat away. But I felt like
you got Diego, Lawrence, and then Jam.
So Lawrence John and Diego Uriarte are recognized as a dynamic father-son duo in the comic book industry, both graduates of the Academy of Art University in San Francisco. Lawrence has established himself as a teacher, freelance film producer, and comic book artist. His portfolio includes work on major studio films such as the Matrix series, Venom 2, and any indie productions like Marvelous Filipino Brothers, and, of course, the Comic-Con hit Lumpia with a Vengeance.
Yep.
Lawrence has also contributed to mainstream comics from DC and Marvel, providing storyboards and promotional art. Diego, a rising star in the comic book world, began his career at 15 and swiftly advanced from artist assistant, that says assistant artist, helps if I can read, to cover artist, contributing interior layouts and artwork. Together, Lawrence and Diego founded Iriarte Art Studio, collaborating on various comic lines, including Lumpia with a Vengeance titles for Kid Heroes Productions, and new works for 97 to Now Productions, IC Sound Comics. They are launching exciting titles such as Murphy's Inc., Deebs, Fantastic Furious Fury Frog, Light Trail, The Fantastic Worlds of Steamboat Willie, and Midgard.
The Fantastic Worlds of Steamboat Willie. What a great title.
You got
I don't know if it says here. He said it's the sound tower for broadcasting.
Ah.
I like my idea better though.
Get out of here.
Each line represents a person.
Are you going to read Jam?
I can't even read it.
Oh, my Lanta. Jam the artist, Justin.
It's just too small on my screen, bro.
Metoyer Mullen is an esteemed illustrator, fine artist, and art instructor. Yeah. Demonstrating prodigious talent, he began drawing before he could read and assisted with his first mural at the tender age of 7, collaborating with his mother and brother. Inspired by mythology, science fiction, adventure, fantasy, and folklore, Justin's passion for art flourished throughout his childhood. He embarked on his professional journey in 2014 as a teaching assistant and a muralist. Justin's work is a rich tapestry of influences reflecting the stories and individuals who have shaped his life. His artistic repertoire spans comic art, animation, street art, and the creative legacy of the African diaspora. Man. Rooted in his Afro-Creole heritage, he is most recently credited as an artist on Lumpia Origins #2, Long Live Filbert, Oak Bridge, the audio drama Season 1, and commissioned work in his signature style celebrating iconic athletes, including Muhammad Ali, the greatest. So I got some sneaky peeks at some artwork coming out of IC Sound. So Lawrence was actually working on this piece today.
Make us smaller.
Make us smaller? How about I just make us go away?
Okay, that works too.
So this is going to be kind of almost like a frame, not a frame by frame, but these are just some images that, from what Lawrence is working on right now. If you can't tell what it is,
never smile.
You can see that he's having to use so much ink. It is like it has to dry before he can move on. So coming along very well, using some whites, and look at that thing,
man.
That's going to eat your face. And imagine, and remember, this is just black and white.
Yeah.
But next, I'm going to show you just a couple of images that we're going to be using at Powerhouse Comic-Con this weekend on June 8th, where we will be there, you and I, as well as Lawrence, Diego, and Jam the Artist. We will all be there, pushing, peddling our stuff.
Come get it.
Yes. So first up, this image, love it, beautiful. Looks like they're biting. From the forthcoming Murphy's Inc. issue 1 comic book. How about this one? Hold on to your biscuits.
Hold on to your biscuits.
And of course, this one is probably one of my favorite.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
Did you brush your teeth today? That's what I feel like.
Man, that looks so good.
So, needless to say, super excited that these guys are getting to really show off their chops.
And with us. Oh, yes. My goodness.
Yes. How did we get so lucky?
Well, it helps being friends with people.
Well, yes. And believing in them, supporting them, and,
I have never, I think I had this before, but I don't remember if I tried it on the show. This is a passion fruit wheat beer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of do a little reset because we're going to do our podcast within a podcast.
It's time for Oak Bridge After Dark, people.
That's right. So we've got some special guests with us. We've got Andrew Wade and JROME from Oak Bridge. Andrew Wade's actually worked with us over on Murphy's Inc. And so we'll talk about that a little bit too, I'm sure. But so just for those of you watching at home that are watching live, what's going to happen is we're going to basically show a quick little video introducing Oak Bridge After Dark. And then we'll bring them on and we'll probably do, I don't know, 30-ish, 45-minute interview, talk to them about some stuff. And then on the back end, we'll close it out. But we're not going to actually be gone. We're going to come back on because we still got more stuff to talk about on the backside.
Yeah, we're going to go away and then come back and do some more stuff.
Yeah, but that's why it's a podcast within a podcast. So let's get set up over here. That's ready to go.
Click.
Andrew and JROME, we can see you. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know you guys are good. Cool. All right. Well, here we go with Oak Bridge After Dark. Good evening, everyone. I am Mark, the executive producer of Oak Bridge.
Forgot to put these on. Yeah, there we go. And I'm James, the director of Oak Bridge.
And on this episode of Oak Bridge After Dark, we have with us the fantastic actors. We've got Andrew Wade coming to us live out of Canada. And we've got JROME coming to us live
from LA.
Straight out of Southern California. Straight out of Compton?
No. Nah.
Well, welcome to Oak Bridge After Dark. So great to have you both here. We love the work that you've done on the show. Obviously our audience knows at this point that they're listening to this now at some point in the future, and we're recording this back on June 5th. So the show hasn't aired yet for us, but for the audience that's listening to this after they heard it. They've already heard it, and that's probably why they're listening to this. So before we really go into, the show, let's start off with you guys. So Andrew, you're up first. Tell us, in a couple of minutes, who you are, what's your background, and ultimately what brought you to Oak Bridge.
Sure. So Andrew Wade. I live in Vancouver, BC right now. And I am a theater human. So I adore getting to perform any which way I can, whether that is doing voice acting or live on stage or on screen or burlesque a few times. Or once I wrestled in my underwear in a kiddie pool filled with fake blood as part of something called Gore-Palooza.
Or
whatever comes my way. Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure I got
that. Pool loser.
Yeah, at one of the matches our weapons were large fake tampons. Sorry, I don't know if there's a content warning for this. Anyway.
Yo.
Continue.
Only in Canada, bro.
That's the extreme of what I've been involved with. It was fake blood. Anyway.
It wasn't menstrual blood.
No. I also work in arts advocacy generally. So I apply for grants to try to pay artists and performers to do art around where I live. And I was kind of brought to Oak Bridge through getting to do a couple of voices on Murphy's Inc. Which I quite enjoyed. Getting to portray different characters and bring them to life. And I love the kind of character actory part of that, of trying to create a new voice and trying to establish who these people are, why they think the way they do. I'm often drawn to either complex characters or characters you wouldn't normally agree with, and to try to figure all of that out. And
Awesome. JROME, your turn.
Okay. I am a singer, artist, producer now. Just graduated from MI, Musicians Institute here in Hollywood, California.
Yeah.
That was cool. And I've been doing like background singing for a couple big artists. And now I'm trying to do my own thing, but I got a chance to audition for Oak Bridge because of my brother James right there. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry, your brother or your brother?
My brother, like brother, like
Oh,
brother.
We are officially family now.
Yeah.
right. That's right. Because you don't mind calling him your brother, but
Right.
you find it weird to.
It's weird saying stepdad. It's just weird for me. I
still can't. I can't say stepmom, so I was just like, "Hey, mom, how you doing? Hey."
Oh, so you call her mom? Okay.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Like ma, like
ma.
Ma.
Please continue. I apologize.
No. Yeah, I got brought up to do the audition, and I honestly thought I sucked. I was reading and it was I had no idea. So to get the call back, it was cool. It was awesome to be able to even, and then to find out that I was a 14-year-old kid that just it was great. It was great.
So you're playing a 14-year-old kid who I guess must have hit puberty really early.
I mean, no.
We tell him what I told you.
Yeah, take the bass out your voice. I was like, whoa. So it went from here to it was.
Yeah, I was like, hey, yeah, no, that was good. Take that bass out your voice though.
So okay. So you mentioned that at the audition you felt you were pretty bad. So was there any nepotism here?
No.
Ooh.
There was none at all. There was none at all. Actually, I was just trying to give him. I wanted to give him, and I told him this. I wanted to give him like a smaller part, just because this was the first thing he'd really ever done, and so just kind of ease him in on the whole thing. And that was actually Mark and Ashley's decision to cast you as Trevor. And I told him that when I called him.
Yeah.
When before I called him before we put everything out, but we'd already talked about it and locked everybody in. So I was just like, yeah, man. That was them. They really liked you, and so yeah.
I was geeking out, and he. I don't think you understood where I was coming from, because I was such a nerd that day. I was like, oh,
well, it's funny too is that when when our parents were getting married, he actually was working on an audition for voiceover stuff with another company, and so I was just like, I was trying to give him just little pointers and stuff like that on what to do. And so I was really glad. I don't know. Did you get that or no? Okay. But regardless, now he actually has something that he can actually put out there, that actually shows that, the work that he can do.
Yeah. Well, thank you for even the opportunity to audition. It was amazing. I was nervous because I've never done it like that before, and it was great.
Yeah.
Turned out to be great. Thank you.
So Andrew, aside from wrestling in menstrual blood, let's talk to us. As it sounds like somebody who is pretty well honed in their craft. We like to ask this question from the perspective of working on an audio drama versus stage, which I'm a stage actor as well. That is probably my first passion. I love doing musical theater.
Mm-hmm.
I love that with live theater, you get one shot, where the big difference here is we get multiple takes.
Well, the thing is, you get one shot the night of, for a show, but you get multiple chances to do the show.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Okay.
You got one chance to get it right for that audience.
Yeah, for that audience. Yeah. But it's not, if you got really good people, they come back and see you multiple times.
So anyways, my question is for Andrew. So Andrew,
yeah.
When you received the scripts for Oak Bridge, did you read the entire thing? Did you only read your scenes? Did you only read your lines? What is your process like in that regard?
Yeah. So I'll just start to kind of reply to the preamble. I think it's very different for different kinds of theater in terms of, I've kind of done my own producing 1 or 2-hander shows in 28 festivals across Canada and stuff. And but those are very different in terms of, you got the one chance with that audience versus like I did a musical dinner theater tours where like if you're improving at the tables, like, yeah, you got 12 different chances at that improv because you're doing it at each different table there. But yeah, for this process, it is nice to get to have more takes. I personally will first do an overall, just a word search for name to get overall character arc for the script of my sections, especially for something like this where my character isn't in every scene, not in every bit. So seeing like, what does my character know? And so initially, for sure, yeah, I'll do that, and then I'll do a full read of the entire script, and I will intentionally read aloud everything to see if there are any words that I may stumble on in a recording or words that I either don't know how to pronounce. I mean, for some of our Murphy's Inc., there were some like ancient Greek words that I was trying to, we and since we aren't all recording at the same day in the same room, just making sure, if we're saying it wrong, let's just all say it wrong the same way.
Yes, agreed.
Otherwise, it's a little different. So I love the pronunciation guides that we had as part of the scripts for these things. And so getting everything in my mouth and seeing how it goes, as well as, if there are any accent or regional variations, if I'm being like, I'm sounding very Canadian there, and I probably shouldn't for Oakbridge, then,
I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
The series takes place in Ohio, which, I think it would be okay. We had this conversation. So a fellow Canadian of yours, David Swad, who played David in the series, we interviewed him a couple weeks ago, and his accent comes through a lot more than yours.
Only on certain words.
Yeah. But, I just think it. Yeah.
Go ahead.
As I say, I think it's something that we're kind of. Vancouver film industry and such, just like a little paranoid about. Like, I don't know how much Americans care if characters sound slightly Canadian on certain words, but you don't want anything that's going to pull them out of believing what's going on.
Well, that's the nice thing about being in Ohio is that it's close to the border, so
Yeah,
and it's not outside the realm of possibility that in this day and age, it's less likely that Canadians are coming to America. But in the 90s, it was a different time.
And even then, I'm West Coast Canadian with British parents who learned a bunch of words from reading books at like age 5. So I could just be saying things wrong or British, but I work on it. Yeah.
There you go.
I spent the first year and a half of my life in Michigan, so maybe that rubbed off a little bit.
Maybe.
Yes, those early developmental years, indeed.
Yeah.
So JROME, you mentioned in your introduction that you've worked with done some background singing. Anybody you can tell us that you've been working with?
Yeah.
I worked with Kanye for the Sunday service for a while, and then I worked with I worked with Beyonce, and I did some of the background work on the new album. So yeah,
nice.
And if it just I'm just put this out there, if you I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but if you got the chance to see Beyonce's Homecoming at Coachella. Yeah.
Nice.
That was tough, but it was worth it. The payoff was
whole show was fire, bro.
We didn't even know what was gonna happen, so it was good. It was really good. Yeah. I mean, to walk out there and like we're sitting on the stand, getting ready to go, and then the lights just raise up, and all you see is a sea of people. Like, what the? Yeah,
that's cool. And an audience member that's watching with us says, "Make Canada great again."
Yes.
Oh,
Macca.
Macca. So JROME, do you have a deep theatrical background, acting background in general, or was Oakbridge one of your first experiences?
I've actually worked in theater before. I did a Thriller Live on the West End in London. And then I also did their traveling tour a couple times where we went to Singapore, Abu Dhabi, It was a pretty big world tour, Germany and all that. But I played R&B mics, so Rock With You, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, that type. And then I also played Jermaine as when they were younger. So I played the bass and everything. So I had no idea how to play the bass at all. They were like, "No, that's not how you play." I was like, "Oh, it's terrible." But I got my lines out. So
there you
Were
go.
you trying to slap it?
Slapping the bass.
No, I was playing like a guitar. I was like, "Hey."
Oh, yeah, done. Yeah. Different.
If there's anything the internet's told me, it's just you need to have facial expressions like you're holding a large slug.
You have to.
A lot of those, there's still images like,
Yo, hey, is there video of that? I want to see that show.
No, I'm not. No, I mean, you'd have to find it. I'm
gonna look for it now.
It's out there. It's out there somewhere. They have a very strict no film.
Video. Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Obviously, with it being overseas, it also like everything we did was backwards. So like Mike's kick without the right leg, it was on the left leg or something like that. It was just very different.
Oh, they were changing it up that much. They were like, nah, we ain't getting
copyright infringement.
We ain't getting copyright on nothing out here.
Nothing. So it was so good.
Because didn't you say they changed the arrangements of stuff too?
I mean, yeah, everything except his tone, like his tone and his pitch, and basically the key of song. Like I had to sing every night for 8 shows a week in Michael's key, original key. Even he didn't sing in his original key.
Oh snap!
So yeah, I sang every night. They didn't swing me off with my cover or nothing. I lost my voice the last show.
Oh no!
The last show, I was like, oh well, great. Finish it out strong.
At least it wasn't halfway through.
Would have been nice. A little break, but it was cool. No, I enjoyed every minute of it. And the cast was cool too. It was great. So
awesome. So Andrew, tell our audience in just a few minutes what your overall impression of Oak Bridge is. Try not to give any spoilers because there might be people listening that haven't listened to the whole thing yet. What's your overall impression of Oak Bridge, and what should our audience be excited about with it?
Well, I'd say Oak Bridge is all about creating a sense of mystery and full of characters, explorations of that mystery. I love that my character, Stanley, is someone who's excited to share information. Perhaps from a neurodivergent, over explaining information, not necessarily understanding the reactions of people around him sort of way. But getting to, play and explore and all that has been lovely. And I don't know, it's coming to grips with how would the characters actually respond to a feeling of supernaturalism around them. Yeah.
Nice. And you kind of touched on a little bit, JROME. Tell the audience about what character you play and a little bit of background on it.
I played Trevor. He's 14, and he's just he knows everything but doesn't know everything at the same time. He's just he's the one that knows all the history of everything, but then he wants to tell all the stories and all that stuff. So it's he's a character. It was fun trying to find him and find his voice. We had to go back and do a couple things in the voice that we finally landed on, but it was he was a trip. I couldn't get out of it for a couple days. Thank you, James.
You're welcome.
Yeah. He loves big words, all that stuff.
I was saying we both kind of live in the world of like the youth engaging in the mystery and all that, which is very different from how the adults are engaging with everything in a very Stranger Things, 80s kind of vibe. In some ways. Absolutely.
And so for JROME, have you done any voice acting like this before?
No, I mean I've done commercials for my gosh. See, I knew this was gonna happen. Give me a second. I've done. Let's just say some voiceover stuff for commercials. Nothing like this. So no.
Okay, so my question then, for you, since this is really kind of your first experience in like an audio drama format, how was it for you when really in your recording sessions you only had James to work off of primarily?
Well, James is a great actor. Let's just say that, because he's good. He gave me some things to work with, because I guess at first I was just kind of reading the lines, and like he had to lead me in on certain things. Like, well, maybe he would say something like that if he was in this situation or whatever. So he gave me a great direction, I should say. It was tough. I will say that he made it seem like I did a great job. Thank you. I don't know if I really did. We'll see. We'll see. But
like I said, that's why we had to go back and record some stuff, because it was just like we spent a good portion of our first recording session together. It was really trying to figure out where Trevor's voice was.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. We had once we got the voice, everything else was smooth. Yeah. I think the only thing we went back to do was there is a story that he tells in episode 2, and the thing is that he wasn't happy with it. Yeah. So I said, you know what? Cool. Let's do this. Let's wrap it up, and then we'll come back tomorrow. And you know, he told me I'm gonna look it over tonight. I'm gonna make sure I got it down. And we got on the next day. I think we did like 2 takes of it.
What?
And it was great. So once, like I said, the hardest part with Jay is just trying to find that voice. And once we got it down, it was a wrap.
I appreciate that. He was very honest too. He was very, very honest.
And we've got Rabbit Fido, also known as Angel Kabarlak, another voice actor on Oak Bridge, checking in, saying that James of indeed a great director. Y'all just keep kissing his. So
I love y'all.
So Andrew, similar question, because I know you worked on Murphy's, where we had you recording with other people as well as probably recording alone at points. From your perspective, what does that situation feel for you? Do you prefer to work off of the actual actor? Are you good recording alone? Do you have a preference?
Yeah, I mean, I preference is working with the other actor just in case they have unusual inflections or something you weren't expecting to bounce off of. But that's all very like script dependent, and a lot of the time, you can record people separately and it can turn out just fine. I mean, y'all have been great at making sure everyone sounds crisp and clear to the same degree. Which
that's all Joe.
I one of my things that I like to do is listen to LibriVox.org is a bunch of people recording just public domain stories, short stories, plays, etc. And sometimes it's very obvious if you have more than one reader and they're in different places and not recording together. Whereas like Murphy's flows quite well. And I mean, especially if I'm doing a more of a monologue-y bit about spoilers, Dungeons and Dragons moment in an episode, that's just so much fun.
I'm gonna tell you guys
whether it's with people or without. Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you guys right now, that is such a fun, like when I finally heard it, because we recorded it all separately, so when I heard it all together, I was like, ooh, this is fun. This is fun.
So for both of you, we'll go Andrew first. Will you be back for season 2?
Right, but this is for airing after they've heard it all. Mm-hmm. So, but I mean, regardless, yes. I mean, even for Murphy's Inc., I got to be a couple of different characters. So if you are, regardless, I will be back.
You will be back in Oak Bridge
in some way, shape, or form, or voice.
And you do have the ability to pull off multiple voices. I mean, we had you as a teenage slave servant in early in Murphy's season 2, and then later at the end of Murphy's season 2, we had you as one of the officers on the Titanic.
Yeah,
in a distinctly different role. Mm-hmm. So you
yes, I was tried to do ancient Greece.
Greek, yeah.
And then I think it was Scottish or something, or is it Scottish or Irish? I don't know.
Something
It's
like that.
been a while, but maybe it was Irish. But anyway, yeah, I do. I love getting to take on different voices. Yeah.
No, and
So
you do well. JROME, how about for you? Will you be around for season 2 of Oak Bridge?
I am. Yes, I would hope to be, and I'd actually, yeah, I would like to be back for season 2, and I would
You
like
will.
to.
You will.
I'd like to try different voices as well. Been I'm working on my accents and everything. So.
Oh, absolutely. And, season 2 is already well underway from a writing perspective. We've already started from producing, and we've already started seeing some of the early drafts on the script. So, I think I know that Ashley, the creator, her early initial pitch to us was 3 seasons, but I think she may be wanting to expand on that because I will say I've been impressed, and the nice thing on this show for me is I've gotten to take more of a backseat and truly like just produce, where James has been more in the thick of it, so to speak. And so as I'm listening to these episodes, before they get released, I hear them, for that kind of final sign off, if you will, and it's nice because I read the script so long ago, and I wasn't in the thick of it, recording with you guys and everything to actually, now it's like, oh, this is new. So I got to say, I'm highly impressed with both of you. Obviously, Andrew, I've worked with you before, but JROME is somebody that I've never worked with. And still to this day, actually, I haven't worked with you because James ran this one, but maybe we'll need to get you over on Murphy's Inc.
Bring you on over.
And then you'll see what a great director really is like.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
No. I always give James credit. He is a much better director than me. I'm just a better everything else. And you want to see? Watch. Here we go. James, your turn to ask a question.
No, it's good. I'm good. You've been asking everything else.
Mm-hmm.
No, but actually, no, I didn't really think of anything right now because you've kind of taken everything. So what we like to do here on the back end, right before we wrap this shindig up, is we want to give you guys the opportunity to plug. So, JROME, what are you working on? You got anything fun and or exciting coming up that you want the audience to check out, maybe?
I'm actually working on my first EP, which will be out later this year. Called "Nice to Meet You," because this is the first time that I'm exposing pretty much my real self. And not doing the cookie cutter R&B pop role. So,
I'm excited for that.
Very, very in depth of who I am. So yes, please check it out. All my Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and all the things out there is official JROME. So
official JROME.
Yeah, and look, I'm gonna tell you right now, he's got music on. I listen to it on YouTube Music, but he has music on Spotify and all that stuff. So look him up. I mean, like, he has YouTube videos like that are like years old, but they're still amazing. Like to this day, they hold up really well.
Thank you very much, honestly.
And Andrew, you got anything?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I really need to add some news updates, but andrewwade.ca is my site. Where I have play scripts of shows that I've written that I would love other people to produce. So consider reading a script or two up there. Otherwise, the one little thing that comes to mind is a while back, I acted as Larry the Logo, who's a CBC logo for TikTok videos. And I noticed this yesterday that the TikTok videos haven't got a lot of views. So look up CBC, Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, on TikTok. There is an absurd mascot, which is the CBC logo with a spooky face on him, doing silly things. And I was some of those, including like taking the sunglasses off of Jason Priestley's face and trying to put them on my own.
And then did this giant CBC logo dance around in menstrual blood?
No, God.
That's what we call a callback.
Could. He really could. It's they're going for a gritty type feel for him. So
Nice. Next time it'll be fecal matter.
Whoop.
So anyways, I really want to thank you both so much for being here. We're excited for season 2 to have you both back, and can't wait to get to work on that in the near future.
Yeah.
And hopefully get to work with you guys some more on other things too. We've got a lot of fun stuff coming up at 97 Now Productions.
And the greatest thing is, once you're locked in with us, you're locked in with us. Right?
Pretty much. It's less about auditions, more like, who could play that part? Hey, I know a guy. Let me call, JROME. Or
I know a guy.
Sorry. It just occurred to me. I do have to say, Barragord Studios on YouTube. They will dislike me if I don't plug them as well. I've done a bunch of short films with them. And another one
what is that again?
Barragord Studios.
Barragord?
Barragord Studios.
Okay.
Anyway. Sorry,
Barragord.
Very good. Well,
yeah.
You got any last minute thoughts, James, before we call this one good?
No, I do. I know. Wait, Andrew, you said you were working on a 100-hour film project. So I hope you guys do well in that, and I hope somehow I can actually check you out in that too. So
yes, send us links. We'll get them up on our page.
Because I'll vote for you. Because I know you. If there's like a viewer's choice type award.
I appreciate the thought, and I think it's just the jury. But yeah, for sure.
Well, if there is, let me know. But otherwise, we'll be there for you. Other than that, Rome, appreciate you showing up, man. We gonna work on. Oh, I'm not gonna spoil this, but we talked 2 weeks ago, last week.
Yeah.
We're working on something a little special for y'all. So
hey, amazing. Awesome.
So coming soon to Oak Bridge. It's gonna be coming on Oak Bridge for sure, but we're working on something a little special. So we're gonna see what happens with it.
Well, thank you both so much for being here on Oak Bridge.
Thanks for having me.
After Dark. And we're back. So that was Oak Bridge After Dark. Thanks so much to Andrew and JROME for joining us. And Andrew, you're sticking around. So yeah, welcome. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. So I love doing these like podcasts and a podcast, especially when we get to like strip this out later and put it as a true podcast for folks to listen to. And then Rabid Fido telling us great interview. Thanks. James, when do you got Angels signed up? Did you ever get that?
Yeah, I got him locked in. He's actually he will be with us the last show before the premiere.
Good God, man. How many people do we have on that one now?
Only 3.
Only 3.
Yeah, I moved Remy and his daughter Anouk to the week after the show premiered.
Gotcha. And while we've been doing this show, and Andrew, I know you were here on the front end. While we've been doing this show, Lawrence from IC Sound has been working on inking some more dinos. So I figured, let's take a look.
Ooh.
Yo, what?
Hold on,
bro.
So this was at the start of the episode as we began. This is what he sent me. This is where it's at now.
Whoa.
So it's amazing what just some black and white ink can do.
Don't mess with it.
So yeah,
don't mess with it.
I think we've got something special going on there.
Yeah, we do.
The crazy part, and before we went into Oak Bridge, I know we've got some new people joining us. Before we went into the Oak Bridge After Dark segment, we were talking about how this Saturday we're going to be over at Powerhouse Comic-Con. Andrew, do you get to a lot of cons? Is that something you find enjoyment in? Do you do any cosplay and dressing up as like a tampon or anything?
I wasn't my costume design skills are like I have fun making things, but I'm not great at it. So I'd love to do more cosplay, but don't do a ton. But yeah, there are a number of conventions and stuff that come through Vancouver, and I went to the first 4 or 5 Penny Arcade expos over in in Bellevue and then Seattle and stuff. So yeah, there's so much fun getting to be surrounded by a bunch of folks like yourself, bunch of nerds. It's great.
Yeah. So having been involved with now 2 97 Now production shows, and knowing that we've got Kaboom-Con coming up later this year, are you going to be making the trek down?
I mean, it is a little farther for me, so I gotta look at travel plans for that respect.
Fair enough. Well, this Saturday, James and I will be at the Powerhouse Comic-Con in Antioch, California, and we will be joined by the folks over from IC Sound Comics, Lawrence and Diego Uriarte and Jam the Artist, and some of the imagery that you'll be able to pick up if you're there in postcard format. First up, we've got...
They're biting.
Looks like they're biting, but
Looks
it's covered
like they're
up.
biting.
And then we've got, of course, this one, Hold On to Your Biscuits.
Hold on to your biscuits.
That looks like a wild waterfall jump. And then, of course, in color, man, she's a beauty.
We clocked that T-Rex at 45 miles per hour.
It's one of them ninja T-Rexes. You don't hear them coming.
Yikes. That would be so scary. I think that would be scarier than seeing the T-Rex if you couldn't hear it coming.
So just as a reminder for the thousands watching right now, we are live and interactive. So feel free if you've got thoughts, comments, share
us your questions.
You know what? I think now is a really good time. Let's do that teaser trailer one more time for episode
one more time.
1.
Drop it in there.
1 of Oak Ridge.
We're fishing against hell. Is that right? You see that sign over there? It says no fishing for a reason. What happens if there are little fish?
When you see a sign that says no fishing, you should probably abide by it.
Yeah, but hey, when you're
If
a punk
you don't.
kid and you don't care. Actually, sorry, Mark. I had a glitch on my end. Who's going to be here with us next week?
I don't know. You should know.
I do know, but I just wanted to hear you say it.
Was it not on? I wasn't paying attention.
No, the video didn't show up on my end. That's all. I mean, like I heard the music and everything, but I just didn't get to see the video.
Hold on. Monica Wolfville and Sarah Velarde.
Yeah. Monica
is she's a she is a talent.
Yo.
Sarah is as well, don't get me wrong, but
game changed with Monica. So actually we will have Sarah and Monica, that'll be fun because that's a mother-son duo actually in the show. So
and Justin has no interest in the silent T-Rexes. Understandable.
Yeah, no, I don't. I definitely don't. I do not want to. I do not want to come in contact with those ever, like at all. Silent T-Rexes would be horrible.
You don't want those fish.
No,
I don't know. They look kind of yummy. And Lawrence, of course, is excited to talk about this collaboration. I'm excited to get you on here again. If I had known that you were available tonight, we probably would have tried to get you over here.
We'll probably do. You know what? I think we should just record our maybe we'll probably end up recording at the con anyways. So we can talk.
Yeah, we'll probably do some live sessions and stuff.
Yeah, yo.
So
make sure to bring the extra batteries or charges.
Andrew, do you play video games at all?
I do. I'm bad at giving myself time to, but yeah. Currently enjoy. I'm out and about, just some simple Marvel Snap games or at home.
Yo, Marvel Snap was legit. I haven't played in a while, but
some Baldur's Gate 3 as well at home. Yeah.
So, you ever played Minecraft?
Not a lot, not much, not
No,
much.
I honestly, I feel like we're all too old to play Minecraft. Like Minecraft, like my niece and nephew play Minecraft, and they're like young, so it's
And
like
when you say too old, speak for yourself because you are the oldest one here. But
you're a year younger, bro.
hey, whatever. Enter a mile, wins a win. But Andrew, did you hear that Netflix is coming out with a Minecraft series?
I don't.
Does Minecraft have like one character? Sort of.
Does it even have a story?
No, like that's what I'm saying. They have like in what I've seen, they have like a zombie storyline, but that's about it. It's all just about building crap and
Yeah.
I don't understand. I really don't.
Do think with Telltale, there was some company. I feel like they made an adventure game set in Minecraft. So maybe they're just
probably was,
running
but
that.
at the same time, it's just like I don't. The only reason I'll probably have to watch this after the show just so I can see what it is and so I can truly be disgusted by it. But
there's the trailer or the official announcement. It gives you almost nothing.
Oh yeah, because I just don't like. Don't get me wrong. I love Dixie so much, and she is great, but she loves Minecraft, and she loves to show me when she's building stuff, and she loves to show me the houses when I go to the house.
Who the hell is Dixie?
Don't worry about it. Anyways, but she loves to show me like her houses, and she has like farms with cows and pigs and stuff.
I need to know: is this a kid or is this an adult now?
This
the way
is a
that
kid.
You're selling, okay,
this is a kid, and like she's like, Uncle James, come look at this stuff, and I'm like, oh, cool, and I'll because I'll watch her go through the houses that she's built and the farms that she's made and stuff like that. But after that, I'm like.
I really wanted this to be like a 45-year-old woman. So.
Oh God, no! If I met a woman that's just like, James, look at this stuff.
No, Uncle James.
And if she called me Uncle James, that'd be even weirder. But like, it's just one of those things where, like, for those that like it or enjoy it a lot, this might be great for them. But I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not hating.
I mean, like, that's the thing is, I just don't. This is one of those things that I just don't care about.
Whenever I see one of these projects, like like the Battleship movie or the Tetris movie, Minecraft.
Hold up. The Battleship movie was lightweight, good. Like, it wasn't great.
Oh yeah.
But there was like when they started pulling out the grid and stuff, I was like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. I'm about this. I was like, it's cute. But then when I actually started pulling out that stuff, I was like, oh, that's awesome. That is awesome.
I just always wonder on the screenwriter perspective, like whether or not it's something that was specifically written for that property, or like a screenwriter already had like they'd written something with boats, and some producers we're making. Hasbro was making a Battleship movie, and they're like, "Sure, I can edit this movie I've already written and make it for that."
It was like a hardcore Navy movie, and then they were like, "We like this, but we want to make it. We want to use it as Battleship. Okay, Battleship. We can call it that. No, like the game Battleship.
We need a tie-in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I can do that." How much money's involved?
Right. Yeah. So this alien invasion movie that I've written, you like the script, but you want it to be all about the Slinky? Sure. Let's give it a try.
Yo, hey, look, let's get on that. Let's write that.
Hold on.
Let's write that.
An ancient human story about man creating fire, and they play tic-tac-toe.
Ooh. Oh, let's do it. Hey, look, we can all these game properties, we're gonna just turn it'll be like called board or like Game the movie.
Yeah. See, I'm looking for the
night.
Game night.
Yeah.
And we'll go through time with it.
They're pushing these, but they're trying to make them like kid friendly and stuff. Whereas I feel like the real way they should be going with these, if you're making an absurd script about just like someone's like a toy that people played when they were a kid, just make it the low budget horror movie version.
Ooh.
Right? Just do like like it's a tic-tac-toe slasher flick or whatever. Like I feel like that's more successful.
No, they're already trying to do stuff like that with like the Mickey and stuff, the
Yeah, get the
horror
hell
stuff.
outta here.
I'm like, yo, don't do that. That's horrible. Don't.
Oh,
don't
yeah, any
do that.
character entering public domain. Yeah, they got some Winnie the Pooh stuff coming out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and
Oh,
those already
blood
look
and honey.
horrible. I'm like, why? No, don't touch those.
Here we go. Gigantic aquatic man-eaters that are hungry hippos.
Oh,
Hungry. Yeah.
you know what? What did they have? I saw something that they had. Well, I know at like Dave and Buster's, they actually have a Hungry Hippos game that you can play for tickets.
Where you basically like sit on it.
And it's just like, yeah.
Ooh.
But no, I remember seeing, I think SNL might have done something about Hungry Hippos or something like that.
Mhm.
So,
Also, legit, hippos kill hundreds of people each year. Like they are something to. Like,
we
meet
did
in a scary movie.
we talked about that very early on, Mark.
Yes, we did. Interesting facts about hippos. They are the most deadly animal in all of Africa.
Yeah, they kill more people.
Yeah.
They kill
I
more
believe
humans than lions.
I worked at a science. I worked at a science center, and yeah, we had just like a little thing. It was like, first off, the skull of a hippo is absurd. They've just got every kind of tooth. But like the description was like mostly herbivores.
But
Mostly.
yeah, but the thing is that they're very predatorial or not territorial, not predatorial. And their teeth are huge. Like, it's not something you want to ever run into.
So, Andrew, I didn't ask you since we've gone live, and I didn't ask you on Oak Bridge After Dark, but tell us where you are right now.
Yes, I'm in Vancouver, BC, in an Orange Cube, which is my sort of cheaper version of it's a temporary voice studio. So it's a bunch of PVC piping with moving blankets clamped on. It actually works quite well. So I'm able to keep it not, separate from the walls and stuff. So I'm not getting reverberations and such. And fortunate to live on a road that's pretty quiet. So works out.
And it looks quite spacious. So
yeah, it's not bad.
You got enough room to move and stuff in there.
Yeah.
I got enough room to stand up, be
stretch it out if you need to. Fit it.
So earlier in this episode, we talked about the Acolyte. Are you a Star Wars fan, Andrew?
I am a Star Wars fan. I haven't seen as much of the newer stuff as I would like, except unfortunately the last movie. But the Rise of Skywalker. Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah,
I'm one of the few. I actually really liked both of the other ones in that trilogy. But Rise.
I feel like they like were like, oh, we got to hurry up and finish this, and so they were like, jam this in there, and it was like, huh?
Yeah. They also seem to just have like a vendetta against The Last Jedi, for reasons. They were just like, you know what? Let's just immediately undo everything that happened in the last movie because we don't like it. And I'm like, I mean, you can do that, but like,
oh, actually,
could have been done better.
What I forgot to mention when I was watching The Acolyte, I did not see Filoni or Favreau on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I was like, wait, what?
I think Filoni is executive producer.
No, I didn't see his name at all.
I'll have to go back and double check.
I saw Kennedy, but we all know that we don't care about Kennedy. Well, yeah. She was the reason that Favreau and Filoni almost left Star Wars.
The reason I bring it up again is because Star Wars Hunters released this week.
Oh.
It is available on all mobile platforms as well as actual gaming platforms. Andrew, have you had a chance to check this out?
No, this is my first time hearing about this.
I didn't realize it was on gaming platforms too.
Yeah, so I know for sure on the Switch, and I'm fairly certain it's on the Xbox. I don't know about the PlayStation, but it's an interesting concept. So there are these different characters, and they all have different skills, abilities. You could be a Sith, you could be a Jedi, you could be a bounty hunter, you could be Jawas that are stacked too high. There's a Wookiee.
Right.
Wakiti!
Yeah. So and so there's a bunch of different characters, and they all have different skill sets. And you're basically on. I don't want to call it an open world map, but it's a pretty big map. And you just go around trying to find each other and kill each other. And it's kind of like Lone Survivor, so to speak. I downloaded the game. It's huge on the phone. It's like 2 gigs. Good.
I got the bigger.
And I did like the training mission, if you will.
Yeah.
And it's clean. It's clean.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, okay, I don't think this is a game for me, but I might go in and try playing a little bit more. But
well, you better get on it sooner, because like how them people be leveling up because they ain't got nothing better to do with their time.
So yeah, Star Wars Hunters, go check it out if you haven't already.
Yeah, I'll check to see if it's on the PlayStation.
And Andrew, are you a Disney fan in general?
So after when I hear that way, been to Disney since I was 3 years old. But just under a month ago, I went to Disneyland. So I was in LA, and then so I went to Disneyland. So I got to see the Tiana's Bayou Adventure behind a bunch of tarps and with coming soon signs.
Yeah.
So you never got to experience Splash Mountain, probably.
No, did not get to experience Splash Mountain.
Did get. We're probably going to go back to Disneyland in what, like 2 years, Mark?
At some point.
Yeah, so you should probably come with us, because we're a lot of fun to go to Disneyland with.
Yes. It's been about 2 years since we went, so we do need to make plans.
No, we went this past November.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was thinking of the last time when it was just you and me.
Yeah, we went this time with your family and me.
Yes. Well, your family. So anyways, Disney, and I find this interesting. Disney has released a full ride point of view. This is official. This is on the actual Disney parks, like Facebook, YouTube, whatever.
And this is Magic Kingdom, right?
Yes,
this is the Magic Kingdom one.
Because for some reason Disneyland closed first, but still isn't ready.
Figures.
Yeah,
always happens that way. I don't like this kind of stuff. Like maybe at some point I'll look at it, but I don't want to see it. Like I want to see it officially. Like I remember I watched I don't know if you guys remember this, but Ernest Goes to Splash Mountain. Do you remember that? Yeah. Yep. I remember that on Disney Channel. And so like I remember watching that and I was like, oh, fun. And then like, and they only gave you like little snippets of the ride. And like the big splash at the end of the ride for the most part. And it's like, oh, that looks like fun. And so like I was really excited to ride the ride, but I don't want to see the full ride, because I want to experience the full ride.
Andrew, thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think it depends on the kind of ride for me, but right, like I'm so glad I didn't have was the main Star Wars one spoiled for me. That whole process, because that was fantastic.
Oh, you're talking about
Rise of the Resistance?
Rise of the Resistance? Yo.
Yeah.
That's legit. That's not even a legit ride. That's a legit experience, bro.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Mark and I talked about that extensively after that ride.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But like I'm sure if I would have been fine like watching a go through like the Indiana Jones ride. I don't think would have like affected my enjoyment of that one.
No, there's certain rides that I've done already, so I'm like, oh, I'd like to see what these people like, what this looks like from somebody else's point of view. But like this is something that's new, and so like I definitely don't want to experience this through somebody else's eyes. I want to experience through myself, and then like afterwards, okay, then I can watch this.
Yeah, I will say, I have not watched this all the way through. I've seen enough from, people posting on TikTok or whatever, and, it just shows up in the feed. And I feel like they did a really good job with the animatronics, and, it looks good. But, I will always have an affinity for Song of the South and for Splash Mountain. And so I wish they would have made, a dark ride for this or something else rather than, just retheming an existing ride.
I understand. Like, I think, I don't know. I just, like I said, I just don't know how everything ties in, but at the same time, I think I wish they would have kind of kept some of the stuff from Splash Mountain. Like,
I'm sure they did. I'm
probably
sure,
some of the animals and stuff like that they probably kept in there and such. But
like when we've gone on Winnie the Pooh,
yeah,
I
they
always
have
point out where they got
the
the
mooses from the Country Bears.
Country Bear Jamboree. Did you hear that they're redoing that at Disney World?
Yeah, I heard about that. I did hear about that, and they've ran into some issues. But it's going to be they basically doing they're doing like
More
newer
recent-
songs with
more recent Disney songs.
country flares on them. Which I was like, okay, different styles of country. So I was like, oh, all right, I'm interested. I'll definitely check that out.
Andrew, do you know the Country Bear Jamboree?
I mean, I'm familiar with them, but last time I went to Disney World, I was 3 years old, and I have one memory of it, and that's of sitting in a chair in a room that rotated with different screens, and a guy on a fancy machine singing "Imagination."
Oh,
imagine. That's the only thing I remember.
Oh, you did. Yeah, no, that with Figment,
right?
Yeah, that's the only thing I remember when I was 3. So yeah.
Oh, you went to Disney World, not Disneyland. So you just recently went to Disneyland.
I went to Disneyland. Yeah.
Yeah, Disney World. You went to Disney World when you were 3 then. And Disney World is a
very different experience.
I'll have to see it sometime. Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting back into gaming though, James and I, we are huge fans of Ubisoft. They do a lot of great stuff, and our favorite game series is Assassin's Creed.
Oh, that's just coming Monday, huh?
Yeah. So Ubisoft every year does this thing called Ubisoft Forward, where they kind of talk about the next year, what the roadmap kind of looks like.
Live from LA, it's Ubisoft Forward.
Yeah, and of course the big ticket item, so to speak, for me selfishly, is of course the Assassin's Creed game that is coming out. However, there is also here's the rundown. Because they did post this, and I'm just going to read it to you really briefly.
Oh, nice.
They're going to do 15 minutes on Rainbow Six Siege.
Cool, whatever.
Yeah. And they're going to do 20 minutes on Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, which is
cool.
already out.
Oh, I didn't realize that was out already.
Next up, and here's one of the ones I'm super excited for, Star Wars Outlaws.
Wait, what?
Star Wars Outlaws. Did you forget about this one?
Wait, no, yeah.
We've talked about it here multiple times. Every time they've released images or trailers or anything, and so just as a refresher, I'll go ahead and bring this over here. So this is where you're basically, female Han Solo.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
But it is a completely open world or open universe, if you will.
Okay. Now I
and you travel around taking missions. You've got your little
little
Axetol.
Yeah.
You've got it.
Now I remember.
So Ubisoft's going to be talking about this.
Nice.
And they're also going to, of course, be talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yeah. That'll be because it's still got a few months before it comes out, right?
Yes, but there are rumors that we're also going to get some first look at the Assassin's Creed to come after Shadows, which I don't know if you remember. Its code name is Hex, and it very much gave the vibes of like witchcraft.
Yeah, I thought there was one. Oh no, that's the Hex. Yeah, that was the one. But wasn't there something that's supposed to be mobile, Red or something like that?
So there is the VR.
No, I'm talking about it was supposed to be mobile. It was on the mobile platform.
Yes, and that one is still happening.
Okay.
I mean, my one of my geeky passions is Magic the Gathering. So I was just listening. Are they going to talk about the Assassin's Creed Magic cards?
So I used to play Magic the Gathering back during Alpha, Beta, Ice Age, up to around 4th edition is when I stopped playing. And I do know that there are Assassin's Creed Magic cards, but I do not have them or have not seen them.
They're not out yet. They're coming out.
Okay.
They're coming out in like a month or so. So
Mark,
anyway,
you can get those. Add those to your collection, and Use those.
Yeah, I mean that's what it would be at this point because I probably would not know how to use them. And of course, Rabbit Fido, also known as Angel, huge Magic the Gathering fan. He's the one that's tried to keep me into it, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm excited for this event, and there are going to be special releases if you do watch this. For every time increment that you watch, there are different trinkets or things you can unlock in games. So,
Oh, nice.
They always try to do. If you engage with them, they try to make it worth your while. That's one of the things I appreciate about Ubisoft.
Yeah, I'll make sure I'll put that in my phone to remind me to watch.
How about Marvel, Andrew? Do you enjoy Marvel stuff?
Oh yeah. I mean, as I mentioned before, I'm a pretty daily Marvel Snap player. And yeah.
How about the movies? Do you like the Marvel movies?
I do.
Do you like
the
Sony Marvel?
I was about to say, how do you feel about the Sony Spider-Verse movies?
I mean, as train wrecks go, for the most part. No, I shouldn't say that. I thought the animated Spider-Mans are like some of the most beautiful works of art I've ever seen. Like they are stunning, gorgeous. Love them so dearly.
Mm-hmm.
Venom is Venom. I don't know. I mean, it's a fun creative challenge. I think that they're going through. You can do things with no characters.
Right. I liked the first one. I enjoyed the first one. The second one, I liked, but I was kind of disappointed by. So this one, I mean, I'm just very interested to see what they do with it.
What is interesting? So, Andrew, have you seen the trailer for this? It just dropped yesterday.
I have not.
Okay. Well, in the trailer, it appears that Eddie is wearing what he was wearing in the MCU, Spider-Man: No Way Home. And so it looks like perhaps that's the start of the film, is where he comes back to his own universe. But then here's where I'm really confused: is we have the same actor playing
Mordo.
Yeah.
Who plays Mordo and we actually don't even know who he is in this universe. Like they didn't give us.
That's what I'm wondering. Is he the same human, if you will? Just he never went to study at Shangri-La.
That's a very interesting take. I didn't even think about it that way.
You know what I mean? Because I can't imagine they would use the same actor without intention, and that Marvel would sign off on it, because Marvel is and Disney's Marvel is involved with these films.
Very loosely.
Yeah.
But no, and then the weird thing is that I saw him, he has a cup and he puts it over the piece of the symbiote, which we assumed was left behind in the MCU.
And also bear in mind, we don't ever see those two characters at the same time in this trailer. So it very well could be Mordo in our MCU, who's he's completely shed his sorcerer stuff and is now going war commando. I don't know. There's so many different ways this could go, and this trailer did not give us a clear.
No,
I feel direction.
Neither should they. But I think this was. I was excited for Venom. I was also excited for the last movie, There Will Be Carnage, because I was I think Carnage is a very interesting character. I don't think they did it right, but at the same time, I'm okay with. I can't say I'm okay with it. I'm sort of okay with it, but I'm really interested to see what they do with this one, seeing as there's the other symbiotes. He's saying his planet has found him. So I'm very interested, because it seems like almost those officers, the other officers that are chasing them, might actually have gotten hold of those symbiotes, and that's what's kind of driving them.
I'm excited to see a third movie in a series where the director actually wants Venom to be involved instead of being forced to put Venom in.
Did you see
Spider-Man trilogy?
Oh God, I'm.
It was a good Sandman movie. It was a good
Sandman but
movie.
the only problem is that what made me more upset about Venom was when I found out who was going to be playing Venom, and I was like, because I used to get Entertainment Weekly, and when they told me that Topher Grace was playing Venom, I was like, why? Topher Grace is not Venom. Like Venom is a jock. Venom is Brock is not some scrawny photographer kid. He's a football player. That's and so like that's what threw me off a lot about that. But so let me because that made me angry. But I will say the end of the trailer.
I gotta ask a question before you go there. Do you think we might see Andrew Garfield in this one?
I don't think so.
Because we know it wouldn't be Tobey Maguire because he already has his Spawn, his Venom, right?
Right.
But we never had a Venom in the Amazing Spider-Man films.
Right. I mean, we very well could. I wouldn't be opposed to it. But I think one of the things, but just before because I feel like we're wrapping this up, before we go on this one, Venom taking over that horse.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Andrew. If nothing else, you need to watch this trailer soon.
There's a Venom horse. Yeah.
For the last.
Oh my god.
10,
the last
seconds.
Oh.
Is a Venom horse.
I've seen a Venom T-Rex in a comic as well before. So
that'd be interesting too. But no, this one was like he's like, how long can you take over that horse before you kill it? Let's find out. I was like, yo, what? Oh, that's amazing.
Yes, absolutely loved.
I would say just one thing I want to say. I hope X-Men 97 was popular enough that they also do at least a season of the old Spider-Man cartoon back again.
You know, that has been rumored as something that they are seriously looking into and considering.
Spider-Man 97?
95, I believe. It was actually...
Was that? I don't remember when that series ended. All I remember is that I like that Spider-Man. What was the other? Spectacular Spider-Man when he was like a little bit younger. I enjoyed that one too. Spectacular Spider-Man was actually quite a lot of fun. Great theme song. Actually, all the Spider-Man stuff has had great theme songs.
Yeah, they're all good.
Who played that riff for the there's some guitar. I can't remember the guitar player that played the.
I don't know. I mean, nothing's as iconic as the X-Men guitar riffs, but yeah.
No, have you seen? Speaking of X-Men, have you seen those like the different versions of it, like played on like electric guitar or electric violin and stuff?
Yes.
I've seen some. Yeah.
Oh, those are great. Those are great.
My favorite is whatever when people make mechanical music boxes of different tunes, like where there's like wrestlers like the wrestlers theme songs when they're coming in, or like things like X-Men. They're just like, it's just always so adorable and fascinating. You're like, oh, there's just this little physical metal box making it.
I want to see this because I
have never heard of this.
James and I are wrestling nerds as well, and so I have
Mhm.
never seen one of these. So please,
Actually, Mark, I don't know if you know. Speaking of wrestling, did you see the a cappella group doing theme songs, wrestler theme songs?
Yes, the Korean a
That
cappella
was a
group.
lot of fun. I like that one.
Is that the one you're referencing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually follow that group.
I think they're.
And they just did a cover recently of X-Men 97 theme, which I'm May Tree. Oh,
Okay.
And Andrew just sent me a link.
It was a little older now, but yeah, someone made one for Danhausen's original theme there. That was just like, I just like them.
Interesting.
He's made a bunch.
That's pretty cool. I'll have to check that out. So before we wrap this shindig up for the night, James, you got anything fun, interesting, or exciting going on?
No, I was basically I was last night I was supposed to go, I got invited to a premiere. It was like a sneak peek premiere. Unfortunately, when I got there was a ton of people already there. Like it said show up at 5:30. Some of these people looked like they'd been there for some time. And so I was like, that's irritating. We weren't able to get into the movie, and we weren't able to find out what the movie was. But I ended up seeing a movie called Ezra. I don't know if you've heard of this film. It's about the father is a stand-up comic and his son is autistic. And he's, it's basically just kind of
got De Niro, right?
De Niro's in it. Yeah. So, and this is probably a movie that if the circumstances had been different, I probably wouldn't have seen it, but I went to go see this because we got a free ticket that had to be used yesterday. And so that was the closest thing to that, the one thing that was like, oh, that sounds interesting. So I met a couple people in line. So we kind of just decided this is what we were going to go see. And we went to go see that. And it was a really good film. So if you have a chance to check it out, Ezra is a pretty good film.
Is it a film to see in the theaters or?
I mean, I don't think you necessarily need to see it in theaters. I mean, you could wait for it streaming, but this is, I don't know if this definitely seems like one of those films that might end up having some Oscar buzz, at least actor wise. But I think it was a very interesting movie. Also, because I know parents that parents that have autistic kids, and so it's very interesting to see it portrayed in film.
Gotcha. And Justin would like to know: have you finally gotten started on X-Men '97?
No, still working
on
it.
In the blue hell are you waiting?
No, it's because I just don't want to jump. I don't want to jump into it without being caught up on the original series. And
how much more do you have to go?
Quite a bit.
I was like, I don't think it's.
I need
necessary,
to sit down. I need to sit down and I just
yeah.
need to sit down and binge it because like I was sitting down and I was letting just episodes play because I remembered some of them. And so I was just letting episodes play, and then I was like, "Wait, what?" And then so, I need to just sit down and binge and get through it so I can get to 97. So, yes, but I'm gonna get to it. I swear, I'm gonna get to it. It's just like I just trying to sit down and watch.
And I'm hearing sirens on somebody's end. I'm guessing that's James in Vegas rather than Andrew in Canada, safe Canada.
I do live near a hospital, and I have my window open, so it could be me. But that's hospital,
Yeah. Well, and we know about your health system up there. And
yeah. Those ambulances go for everyone.
Yeah. Somebody might have just like stubbed their toe and
ow, wee.
Yeah. Oh, let's get it looked at.
Oh, what's crazy is that so this morning, I was just lying in bed, and all of a sudden, like my fire alarm goes off, and we have smoke detectors in the house, but we also have a fire alarm that's connected to all four houses. Because like I live in a townhouse, so the four houses that are connected are connected to this fire alarm, and just like out of nowhere, I'm sitting in bed and just kind of scrolling, and my brother's sleeping, and all of a sudden this alarm goes off, and I'm like, what the hell? And then I hear my doorbell ring at the same time. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And so like I run downstairs, and it's the dude, it's the guy from the I guess he's just doing the inspections. He's like, oh, we're inspecting, making sure all the alarms are going off. And so he's like, it's gonna probably go off like 3 more times because they have to check all the other houses with the building. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And so they
didn't warn you that this was happening?
I didn't see any warning about this. And then and so like I know it was because they went. I heard them knocking on people's doors and letting them know and stuff like that. I was like, yo, that would have been nice to get a letter on the door, on the mailbox, something.
Yeah, you need to talk to your HOA about that because anywhere I've lived where they do that, and that's not an uncommon thing. They're supposed to give you usually a month out. Hey, on this date we're going to be testing this, so that so you're not freaking out.
Yeah, like it's just one of those things that caught me totally off guard. Like, but yeah, it is what it is. But. I was like, what's going on?
Andrew, you got anything fun and or exciting coming up?
Yeah, I was working on a 100-hour film race this weekend, so that's going to be exciting. And yeah,
You
getting
doing any
started.
shows that you can tell us
Yeah,
about?
no, but doing a theater show that'll be some fun slapstick comedy
Nice.
locally that hasn't been officially announced that I'm in it yet. So that's all I'll say.
Cool.
Yeah.
You got to let us know when that is, so we'll at least try and promote it for you, even though it's
because we've got so many viewers,
Canadian viewers.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well,
I mean,
if I
people
do
might
short
wanna-
film stuff on YouTube, I can send that your way. Yeah.
Oh, do that.
yes,
And that
Yeah,
gets
do
posted.
that for sure.
So your 100-hour film thing, really quickly, do you know at this point what is needed for it? Have they given you guys that, or is that on like hour 0 they tell you?
Yeah. Like minute 0, they say your film has to involve this theme, this prop, and this action. And then,
do they? No, they don't. They give you the prop and the action. I know they had when I did it. There was a line that we had to use.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen
give
those.
us a line.
This one doesn't do that, which I like because I've seen some where it was like a very specific line, like
Yeah,
there was one recently
it
where
was. Yeah.
they had to talk
get
about
a-
the Barbie movie in one that I saw. It was just like so
Weird.
every single film had to mention the Barbie movie, and I was just
Did you get a theme? Do you guys get themes, or is it
yes? So yeah. So it's theme, prop, and action.
interesting?
And then
Okay.
Can
we
you
build
do
off
any
that.
pre-work? Like, do you have a script already and you're like, okay, now I just need to make
Yeah.
tweaks? Or
So we're not supposed to do any pre-work. The kind of pre-work that's kind of acceptable and allowed, of course, is like figuring out what resources you got. So like, who are you going to work with? What actors have you got? Who's available on what days to record? Do we have the ability to do this or that? So like for one of these, we did like Lego stop motion because we had that ability. Made that work. For
That
another
sounds
one,
awesome.
yeah, like another one, like it was a horror short film race, so we knew we had to, we intentionally made sure we had someone there who could do some makeup. But
Nice.
yeah,
That's
but yeah, I intentionally don't want to have any kind of a script prepared, just because I mean that's less fun and kind of feels against the spirit of it.
Yeah, no, I feel that because like I said, I worked on the 48-hour film race, and so like when I actually got to the hotel we were working out of, they'd already kind of started working on it because I had to work or something like that, and I got there as soon as I got off, and yeah, it was an intense day because like with 48-hour we shot everything in a matter of I think about maybe 12 14 hours.
Yeah,
and we shot in the morning, and then like we'd shoot just random stuff throughout the day, and so I was able to like like I was tired, so I was able to take naps and stuff like that, and then get up and get ready to go. And then we wrapped early in the kind of early evening-ish, and then they had about a whole day to get everything edited and put in. So
yeah, I've done. I did a series of 48-hour musical competitions too, where people went to like 20-25. It was like 20-25 minute long musicals and such. I like a lot of work too, but also so nice. But I don't know. Editing always takes longer than you think. Video editing,
absolutely.
Always takes longer.
So actually, that'd be interesting to do a 24-hour musical, because then that's different.
Yeah.
I actually like that idea. I like that.
interesting. Well, for me, I've got as I showed Jimmy from Pop Culture Kaboom checking in. So this weekend's going to be a little bit chaotic for me. We've got James, you're flying in here to where I'm at, Reno.
Yep.
You're flying in Friday morning.
Yep.
And we're going to be heading down to California on Friday. And then we'll be in Antioch, California for the Powerhouse Comic-Con.
Right.
And then as soon as it ends, we'll load up and we'll drive back to Reno. It is not as chaotic for James. So get that crap out of here, Jimmy. And then you'll stay the night Saturday night at my place. You'll fly back Sunday morning.
Yep.
Which I've got to take you to the airport, and then Sunday night I will be running the big board over at the Pop Culture Kaboom.
And
so I will be
appearing on Pop Culture Kaboom.
Yeah. Maybe because that's something we got to talk about. Are you reading your email?
Yeah, I sent Jimmy emails.
Yeah, well, you may not be aware, for those of you out there in La La Land, Pop Culture Kaboom is, KNVC, which is where the show is produced for live, is experiencing some phone issues where they can only have one person on at a time.
Yeah.
So if we can't have both of you on, then we're going to go with Ashley. So.
Oh, which is funny because Ashley said she was like, she said for me to do it. And so I sent that to Jimmy.
Oh, well, I don't know how I feel about that because you're certainly not that entertaining, obviously.
Okay.
I mean, Ashley's got the accent, man. Can you give me something interesting at least?
The Southern accent.
So for those of you that don't know, Ashley, the creator of Oak Bridge, is
she's
based
from
out
Georgia.
Georgia.
Mm.
So I'd much prefer to have the sweet Georgia accent. So if you're gonna be the one that's on, I need you to make sure. See, but here's the thing: the harder part about having you is, what if your boss doesn't let you take your break exactly when we planned?
Oh, that's already. I've actually got to text my boss and make sure I let him know. Hey, this is the time and date, and so I have his number. So I can text him.
What the hell have you been waiting for? You've known about this for quite some time.
No, I told him, but I think I got the dates wrong. But he said I said it might be a different date, and so he said, "All right, just let me know." And I was like, "So yeah."
So, anyways, I'll be on Pop Culture Kaboom, riding shotgun with Jimmy for the full 3 hours. I'm hoping, Jimmy, there will be some time to talk about the Powerhouse Comic-Con, how that went, because cons is one of the things he talks about.
Yep.
Hopefully we can talk about Icy Sound Comics, because he talks about comics. So our grand coming out, if you will, is this weekend. So
yeah.
So busy weekend. This week has been hell at work because and Jimmy said nope. Okay. Well, how about this, Jimmy? Find somebody else to run the board.
Yikes!
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Cold-blooded.
I would never do that. I would never commit and then back out like that. I'm not other people. So, anyways, this week at work has been hell. We have this big event where pretty much for those of you that are new to the show, I work for the state of Nevada, and I'm working on this major project for a statewide implementation. And Daryl, who's one of my coworkers, he's saying no, because he doesn't want me to talk. He wants to chastise me. He wants me to put on a muzzle. But I'm not going to go don't worry, Daryl. I'm not going to tell them what you think. Because his thoughts are a lot darker than mine. Because he's black.
Just because darker thoughts, stupid.
Just like you get it, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways,
stupid.
We have every 8 weeks we have this really big shindig, if you will, where everybody from all of the different teams comes together, and we've got 60-ish people or so in one place at one time. And Daryl says brownish, not black. Fair enough.
Okay.
And yes, Jeff, I went there. So we've got these 60 people, and we're all, not all, but we're mostly all really high functioning individuals that are theoretically really good at our jobs and really
you guys don't socialize very well.
I don't know. I get along with Daryl. Him and I go out for beers occasionally after work. As a matter of fact, we're going out for beers tomorrow night after work. And I think I get along well with some of my coworkers. There are others that, maybe not so much. Wow. But this week has just been extremely rough. And it's been exhausting. I'm mentally just done. Yeah. So doing this show is a nice respite from dealing with that crap. But I do know one thing. There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow shining at the end of every day.
There
I
you
gotta
go.
stop, or else we're gonna have to pay for it.
Yep. 100% stop it.
Yes, but needless to say, I'm thankful for some of my coworkers that are very supportive. Daryl, I'm thankful for you. I'm glad you're here. I think I've got Dennis watching right now, even though he hasn't commented. I've been waiting for him to, who's also great resource, somebody I enjoy. Dennis, he's a good guy.
Oh, hi, Dennis.
Yes. So I've been. He told me he was gonna, try and take Jeff's role of
the new troll.
Yeah, heckling and trolling.
Dang, Jeff, if you get it, man, I'm telling you, if you get 2 trolls in here, sheesh,
it's just gonna all roll downhill.
You might have to have a troll off.
Troll off.
Troll off.
That sounds like Olaf's evil twin.
Oh, that'll be in Frozen 3.
Yes, troll off instead of Olaf. It's like Wario instead of Mario.
Waluigi.
Waluigi.
Poor Waluigi.
Waluigi, that's right. Sorry.
I have a special place in my heart for Waluigi. A reflection of a reflection. Yeah, he exists because Wario exists. And Luigi exists. And Luigi exists because Mario exists.
Man, you put a lot of thought into that.
That's deep.
Oh, yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. And he still can't get into a Smash Brothers game.
Is he not in? Oh,
this is true.
He's not.
He's like a trophy and stuff. Like it's not a playable character.
Oh, that's crazy.
And
yo,
Jeff,
we got. Hey, look, the disrespect needs to stop.
Jeff is missing Tyrus.
Oh yeah, we haven't had Tyrus in a while.
Yeah, put some respect on Luigi's name.
Yeah,
Waluigi. Yeah,
and Waluigi too. But
Waluigi. Maybe you know what? Maybe they'll make an appearance in the next movie.
I mean, to be fair, Luigi did get his own game, right?
Luigi's Mansion.
I mean, it did take a little while.
He had a mansion.
Took, what, 5 generations of gaming systems for it to happen? But
whatever, it happened. So that's all that really matters. Wait, no, because that came out on GameCube, right?
Was it GameCube?
I think so.
I think the first one, maybe. Yeah, he's had a couple now. He's had a couple.
Because I know because it was Nintendo, Master System, and then we had Super Nintendo, and then
N64.
Oh yeah, N64. I forgot about that. Yeah, and then GameCube, right?
But you also had Game Boy.
Game Boy was, and actually we got introduced to Wario in Virtual Boy, right? That awful red system.
Yeah, Virtual Boy. So I mean, like I said, I think there was 5 or 6 games.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Luigi got his first game.
I guess give or take a little bit, whatever. But yeah, before he got his own game, yeah.
Yeah, but Wario's had his WarioWare stuff, Where's Waluigi's?
Yeah, maybe we need to advocate for Waluigi.
Now I understand your shirt and hat today. You're going for the Waluigi.
Yeah, I just need like a foot more height.
and a much better mustache.
Hilarious.
I do have some excellent purple pants, yes. But
I think actually I'm hoping that we get Wario and Waluigi in Super Mario Brothers 2. Because there has to be a second one based on the end of that first movie. I mean, I was actually, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was really impressed with that movie, but also maybe it's because we lived through the first one, the first Super Mario Brothers movie, which kind of almost ended Nintendo making game movies, period. I
mean, it did for quite some time.
That's what I'm saying. It almost completely ended it, but now they I think it's because they tried to do live action. I think that just was the bad idea. They needed to do animation then.
I liked that movie, but I came into it knowing it was a bit of a train wreck.
Oh no, it was an absolute train wreck. I bought it because I found it at $5 at Target. So I was like, I'm getting it just because it's $5 and nostalgia.
Okay, really quickly, just because it's tangenting, but it's relevant. What the hell? Why is Chris Pratt everything? Garfield now,
because Chris Pratt is amazing, and he's gone from fat to skinny. I guess that's what happened, and so
sorry. I was just saying, like, there was a Garfield voice actor, right? Like, who was Garfield?
Well, there was the Garfield animated series, and then Bill Murray did the 2 Garfield movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was expecting
the live
like,
action
Yeah.
Garfield movies. I guess you could call them live
Except
action.
Garfield wasn't live action.
No, he was computer animated, but it was like, John, and I don't even remember who played John in those movies, but that was like John was like a live action person, and so and Odie was another dog, was like not the cartoon dog that we're used to.
Like, don't get me wrong, I didn't love Chris Pratt's Mario. I didn't hate Chris Pratt's Mario. But I'm over Chris Pratt. Like he
I don't know.
Yeah.
Fine for Guardians, okay for Jurassic Park or World. But come on, stop shoving him down my throat. Like I don't need that much.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's just like he's just the one that's available to do this stuff. They maybe wanted somebody else, but they're like,
And he'll just do any project.
probably.
I mean, I'm assuming producers are also looking at like, who has been in movies that have grossed well? And they're like, well, Guardians movies sold well, so therefore let's get Chris Pratt.
Yeah, people recently, like, and not as much anymore, but people were hating on Chris Pratt for a while, and I was like, bro, why are you hating on my man Chris Pratt out here?
Well, remember, Zoe Saldana is in like the top 3 highest grossing films of all time.
Yeah. Get her. I definitely would not mind seeing her in more stuff. I love me some Zoe Saldana.
I know you do.
Yeah. Who's who was the one that played Mantis?
Oh. Trying to remember how to pronounce her name.
I don't know. I say Chris Pratt was Chris Pratt Lego Movie as well.
Palm Clemente.
Yeah. I like her. She's awesome. She's fun.
That's right, Daryl. Make Chris Pratt great again. Yeah, let's go back to when he was fat and on Parks and Rec. That's the Chris Pratt I like. I would agree.
I would like to see more in just like some more side comedic roles. Yeah.
What? Which one?
I would like to see him more in some like character comedy roles. Just like not main character, just like
I could be down with that.
To quote Charlemagne the God, I don't think he has that main character energy.
What? Oh, that's Charlemagne, whatever. I agree with you.
You're black. How do you feel about Charlemagne the God?
Do
you think he speaks for your people?
Sometimes I'm just like, what are you talking about, bro? But overall, I respect, and that's the thing. I respect his opinion. Not necessarily might be not my opinion, but I respect his opinion.
So up in Canada, how many black people do you have up there? Like 5?
Oh,
in Vancouver,
where you are. Like Toronto, plenty. Yeah. Vancouver, for theater, we do need to ship in all the actors except for like 2 people around town. Like, I went to.
I don't think they like to be shipped in.
Oh no, bad poor choice of words. Right.
Yeah,
I grew up in.
Oh, there's Dennis taking in. All the black people in Canada play hockey.
Oh my god!
Yeah, no.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed it.
I grew up in Richmond, which is.
Oh man!
Currently, it's like an immigration capital of Canada, really. So it's got like over 60% of the people who live there were were born in or they're of Chinese or Hong Kong descent. Actually, where I'm from. Mm-hmm. So like my high school was 1,000 kids, and I think we had 3 black kids, and so we did. And I apologize in advance for this.
0.3%, James.
Yeah. So a grade 12 musical was an all white / Asian version of The Wiz.
Oh yeah, no, I remember that. We did that in high school too. I mean, except we had more black people. We had more black people show up for that show, which was nice, but not.
But yeah, it's just like the Motown classic with no black people in the cast. I was like, all right,
that works. I dig it.
And according to Jeff, most of the farm workers are Jamaican. I didn't know there was a lot of farms up in Canada.
For us, if we're bringing in temporary workers, they're often from India, actually. But
that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Well, I know, no. Actually, it's funny. I was just watching the thing about last night. As a matter of fact, before I left, I was watching this thing. It was the riots in Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
The riot that happened after the Canucks lost.
People were a little concerned this year. They're like, all right, if we get to the finals, let's
Hey, let's calm this down, people. They weren't gonna have the view. They weren't gonna have the viewing stations like they did before. But so luckily that didn't happen, right?
So I've never been to Vancouver. I've been to Victoria for all of about 3 hours.
Yeah.
But my wife and I, we've talked about going to Vancouver. If we were to do a trip to Vancouver, what do we want to make sure we see?
I mean, it really depends on what you're interested in, what time of year it is. But
Food?
I mean, the old tourism stuff is like going to the aquarium and Stanley Park, and if you're just like curious out of curiosity, like seeing the stark difference between corporate downtown and downtown East Side, which is like the most concentrated portion of homeless people in the country, is interesting.
So there's like 8.
It's no, because remember, this is Canada, so like there's a history of other towns like giving one-way bus tickets and train tickets to Vancouver, because it's hey, you can live outside the whole year round there, so get out of Edmonton.
No, you can't,
or whatever. In Vancouver, more doable.
Oh, okay.
Comparative to other places.
Wintertime, it looks snowy.
We had like 2 weeks of snow here in Vancouver. It's not a lot.
Oh, okay. So they made the Olympics look just way more wintry.
Oh yeah. You got to go up to the mountains for
Whistler.
those. We do have mountains nearby, so you get snow up there.
Up in Whistler Mountains.
Yeah, I mean the mountains are great.
Okay.
Get to explore there. Do the grouse grind if you like. Walk up a mountain. Something called the grouse grind. It's a trail up Grouse Mountain, which is basically just a big staircase up a mountain, and you can take a gondola down. But
not up.
Grass grind.
Can I take the gondola up and then come down the stairs?
You can take the gondola up, but you're not allowed to go down the stairs. There's a different trail you can go down, but they only let people go up the grind for safety reasons.
Yeah, going down there could be like, ah!
Yeah.
And Jimmy over at Pop Culture Kaboom says you guys have ice cube farms.
What?
Yeah. Yes. Not quite here, but I do love that was actually a thing that people did.
Yes. Thank you, Frozen, for exposing the world to.
But it's real. It's real. There were people having little ice cubes in their drinks in India after having ice like shipped over from the States. They're like.
That's crazy.
You really like to talk about things getting shipped, huh?
This is ice cubes. This is fine.
Oh, this one's okay? Okay.
Yeah, because there's no people involved. This is ice cubes.
Shipping people is a problem, I guess.
Blocks of ice.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
This is all Canada has. They have exports.
I've written some heritage tours around here. We don't have a long heritage because it's West Coast and such. But there were some people getting smuggled across the border back and forth.
Inuits.
Ice cube or ice cubes?
Both.
And Daryl says it's a coastal town. Majority of where people live in Canada are coastal towns. And I asked this question of David Sword, and I've got to ask you: have you taken the one road all the way?
The
one road in Canada, the one highway that just goes all the way across.
Oh.
I can't remember what the highway number is.
Well, so I'm doing fringe theater festivals. There was one summer where I greyhounded across the country. So that was like a 43-hour-long greyhound between Toronto and Saskatoon, and then a 22-hour greyhound from Saskatoon to Vancouver.
Saskatoon.
So I did that. 43 hours straight on a bus that stops every hour and a half is a unique experience.
That'd be an awful shipping situation.
I was awake every time it stopped.
I don't know. You might be better off being shipped in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hearing this thing that apparently back in the day they used to ship like kids, like they would ship their kids back to wherever they needed to go because it was cheaper that way. It was only cost like 17 cents.
In Canada?
Somewhere. I don't remember if it was Canada, US, or whatever. I think it was
Mm.
Canada, US type deal. But yeah, no, they literally just make sure there was holes and stuff in the box, and they would put the kids
Yep.
would ride inside the crate to get to wherever they needed to get to. And it was cheaper than actually like
Just send them with some food and water.
yeah, basically.
I mean, I'm fascinated by there was in World War One, they like secretly shipped like tens of thousands of people of Chinese people through like the ports here all the way across the country to go and to dig the trenches in Europe, and like tried to make sure no one knew what was going on.
Oh wow, I didn't know about that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Now I'm like there was one guy's like, nah, I'm getting out here, bro.
Oh yeah.
This is my.
There's also
this
lots
is-
of stories of.
This
yeah.
is my stop. Good luck to the rest. Yeah.
Also, just like flat out sailors just hiding in farms was also a thing that happened around here, where they're like, "No, we don't want to actually keep sailing with y'all, but we signed a contract, so we're going to hide until the boat leaves."
Nice.
And that's how you get out of it, I guess.
Yeah, well, then the boat's gone.
The ship leaves. Oh, dang it! I missed it. Well, looks like I gotta stay here.
Guess I'm free.
Find me a wife.
Well, I think we should call this one good. What do you think, James?
Yeah, let's put a stamp on this one and send it off.
All right. Well, again, Andrew, thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks for
man.
being on Oak Bridge After Dark and hanging around even longer.
Thanks for sticking around.
Daryl, as a last call out, wants to point out the Canadian-Chinese slave trade. Not just America, folks. Not just America.
You're so nice.
Now.
Well, it's so. I just real quick before we go, just real like anytime like people, I'm like. People be like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that." I'll tell them something. Oh, sorry. And I'm like, "Wait, are you from Canada?" And they're like, "Yeah, how'd you know?" Because you just said sorry a lot for no reason.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, or if they talk about it, they just got a scooch past you. Yep. Just might have a scooch. Yep.
All right, guys.
Well, thank you again, Andrew. Appreciate it. We'll have you back again, I'm sure, in the future.
Till next week.
Yes, have a lovely evening. Go out, do something fun. Go make love to someone. It'll be good.
As long as you make sure you get permission first.
Yeah. Consensually.
Yikes.